please.
I'll take it right in, Mr. Kelly.
Oh, my goodness, Evans, my goodness, let me help you. Why don't you put those there?
Yes, miss.
And I'll put these right over here on the desk.
May I help you with something, Miss Spencer?
I was looking for some cellophane tape, you know. I thought that, Mr. Smith might have some because some of the cards over here, you know, they were falling off the gift.
I see. I do believe I have some tape in the kitchen. I could get it for you.
Oh, that's terrific, you know, because I'm really sure that Jennifer's going to want to know who sent all of these things.
I'm sure, miss.
Yeah. Evans, do you know when Jennifer's going to be back from, where was that she went to?
To visit relatives.
Oh, yeah. Do you know when she's going to be back?
I have no idea, miss.
Oh. I really miss her, you know. We were almost sisters-in-law.
Let me get you that tape.
Okay, Evans, could you do me a favor?
Certainly.
Well, when you talk with Jennifer, would you ask her to call me?
I will.
Thank you. And would you also, tell her that I'm real sorry about everything that happened, okay? I mean, I could choke Luke for everything that he did to her.
I'll remember.
Okay, I really wish I could get my hands on Luke right now. And on Jennifer.
Would you like to tell me what you're doing in my home? I asked your question. What are you doing in my home? Have you forgotten I ordered you never set foot in this house again?
I haven't forgotten, Mr. Smith, but if you'll take a look around the room, I think you'll notice a few additions. Some of these things were sent to Luke's apartment, and I thought that I would bring them over so Jennifer could return them.
Jennifer's not in town, and you know that.
Well, I thought she might be back by now.
She isn't.
You know, Mr. Smith, I really thought I was doing the right thing. I mean, I know how you are about decorum and etiquette and all of that, and I really didn't want these things to stay in Luke's apartment.
I could have sent someone to pick them up. You're not welcome in my home.
I found the tape, Miss Spencer. Mr. Smith, good morning.
Evans, what's that tape for?
Miss
Well,
Spencer,
some of the cards...
I asked Evans.
Miss Spencer asked if we had any cellophane tape. Apparently some of the cards were coming loose from the gifts.
Thank you, Evans.
Why didn't you tell me Miss Spencer was here? The slamming of doors woke me up.
Well, I'm very sorry, sir, but last night you left instructions that you were not to be disturbed this morning. As for the slamming of doors, I should have instructed Mr. Kelly to be more quiet.
Mr. Kelly?
Yes, sir.
Is Joe Kelly with you?
He's setting the gifts inside the front door for me.
Oh, you know, Joe has been such a big help.
I can imagine.
Yeah, well, when I told him what I wanted to do with the gifts and all, he offered to drive me over here. And I think that he wants to thank you personally for your generous contribution to his father's hospital fund.
Would you ask Mr. Kelly to come in?
Certainly, sir.
I'll see that the cars are taken care of.
Well, okay, then I'm leaving. I'm sure Joe's going to want to speak to you alone.
Evans can bring the rest of the gifts in himself.
I'm leaving, Mr. Smith.
If you get another brainstorm like this, call first. I told you, I never wanted you to set foot in this house again, and I mean it.
Good day, Evans. Goodbye, Mr. Smith.
Mr. Kelly will be right in. He's finishing with the last load now.
Your check will be ready in an hour, Evans.
Sir?
No one gets in this house without my knowledge and permission. You're fired.
I've never been so scared in my life.
I know it was Harry, but you did it. Now, let me see the letter.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you got to show it to me sometime, and I'm sure these people won't suspect that we're up to anything.
Joe, I don't like being a private eye. Terror is not one of my favorite emotions.
Well, I can understand that out in front of Smith's house, but here now, I mean, you wouldn't even show me the letter in the car.
Yeah, well, I was afraid he'd figure out that I took it and he'd come after us.
No, nobody followed us. I would have known it if you'd put a tail on us.
Joe.
What?
Joe, I can't find it.
Don't even say that.
Well, I don't know where it is. I put it in here
Let me have it. Just let me have it.
I put it against the side.
Oh, you like giving people heart attacks?
I put it there for safekeeping.
There's no return address.
Oh, Joe.
Come on, let's take a look inside. Maybe there's something here. Things are going well. How are you? We should call home more often, Daddy. It's beautiful here. Despite everything's going kind. I guess I am enjoying it more than I thought I would in Albany.
Albany?
Right.
Well, are there any other clues?
There's no return address here either.
Joe, there's got to be something in there.
I'm sorry, then.
Oh, Joe.
Well, look, at least we know the city.
I didn't even know she had relatives that close by.
She probably doesn't.
You mean that was just a front?
Knowing Frank Smith, anything could be possible.
Joe, how are we going to find her? Because I am absolutely convinced that you are right. The only way that we are going to get to Frank Smith is through Jennifer.
I wish I had the answers.
So we went through all that this morning for nothing? Joe, do you realize we have stolen something from the head of the organization in Port Charles?
Thank you.
I know Mr. Smith would be delighted to see you.
Well, I hope I haven't come here at an inconvenient time.
Oh, I'm sure it isn't. Please sit down here, and I'll let him know you're here.
Thank you.
Leslie.
Hi.
Pleasure.
I was just admiring this gorgeous, oh, aren't you sweet, thank you, desk of yours.
Tis a marvelous thing, isn't it?
Oh, it's beautiful. I just absolutely love old desks. My husband had a gorgeous one. Well, I shouldn't say he had it because actually he still has it. I told him he had to take it with him.
Well, that's generous of you if you were fond of it.
Oh, well, it belonged to his father. After all, it should by rights be with him, shouldn't it?
I'm so pleased to see you, Leslie, but to what do I owe this delightful surprise?
Well, I hope you don't mind my just dropping in like this.
Not in the slightest.
I thought maybe that you would like to return a favor.
A favor?
Yes, well, you dropped in unexpectedly at my house recently, and I gave you a drink, and this is my afternoon off, and I thought perhaps you would return the favor.
Oh, wonderful. Do sit down while I get you anything your heart desires.